Audio test.
Morning, TJ. Mac. You're right on. Very short again.
Audio test 1, 2.
Sorry, right? Exactly.
Good morning to our attendees who are joining us here in the board's hearing room. If there are any members of the public who'd like to offer commentary on any of our items this morning, please fill out a speaker card located in the table in the back of the room. Indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me. Good morning as well to our attendees joining us via the virtual platform. If there are any members of the public who wish to offer commentary on any of our agendized items or public commentary, please raise your hand at this time. And I do see 2 hands raised. I'm going to go first to Audit LA. Audit LA, would you like to offer commentary on any of our items this morning?
Yes, good morning. I would like to give public comment and speak on all agenda items up until and including my 10 minutes.
So the 10 minutes is a maximum, but I understand
Right.
that you'd
Yeah.
like to offer. Thank you. So you're going to offer public commentary and commentary on items 1 and 2. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Very good. I have your information. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. Ramona, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. Would you like to offer commentary? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm unmuted. And
Yeah.
yes, I would just like public comment this morning.
Very well. I have you down for public comment, Ramona, and I'll call upon you when we get to that. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute and lower your hand. And once again, welcome to the Board of Public Works hearing room. If there's any members of the public who'd like to offer commentary on any of our items this morning or public comment, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room. Indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me. We should get started in the next 6 or 7 minutes. Thank you. Good morning. Once again, this is TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer. I do see a couple new attendees who have joined the virtual platform. Once again, if there's anyone here in the room who wishes to offer commentary on any of our items, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room and indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me. And I do see Joanne D'Antonio. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Oops, I jumped the gun and I think you unmuted and then I muted you. Sorry about that, Joanne. Would you like to offer commentary this morning
Yes, item 2.
on public comment or on any of our agendized items or both?
Agenda item 2?
Item 2?
Yes.
Very well. I'm going to ask you to, once we get to item 2, I'll call on you and I'm going to ask you to speak loudly and clearly into your device.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm going to go ahead and put you back on mute. And once again, if there's anyone else on our Zoom platform who wishes to offer commentary, please raise your hand at this time so I can get your information on which item you'd like to speak on. And we should get started in the next 5 minutes. Thank you. Good morning once again. If there are any public commenters who wish to offer commentary on any of our items this morning who are here in the room, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room. And for our commenters via Zoom, I do have your information recorded, Audit LA, Ramona, and Joanne. And so we are, Vice President Vegas, ready to go ahead and put us into record mode, if you like, and then I can take roll and establish quorum. Very well. And we are now in record mode.
Thank you. Did we establish quorum?
Yes,
Okay.
very well.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, well, welcome everyone.
Oh, I apologize. We did not yet establish quorum. Let me go ahead and do that. So
All
sorry
right,
about
go ahead, go ahead.
that. Good morning, Vice President Villegas. This is TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer, taking role in establishing quorum. Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Corson, and Commissioner Reyes are present. We do have a quorum. We are joined by City Attorney Virginia Choi. Once again, I'm Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. We have speaker cards via Zoom under public comment, items 1 and 2 this morning. We have no neighborhood council commentary.
Okay, thank you. I know we're all juggling a lot of things at once, so appreciate that. Well, welcome everyone to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, August 28th. Oh my gosh, this month is flying. So thank you for joining us this morning. We have a short agenda and we have a very lovely presentation as well today. We are going to just take some business before we're able to go on to our presentation. Mr. Knight, do we have general public comment or neighborhood council comment?
We have no neighborhood council commentary, but we have 2 attendees on the virtual platform who wish to offer public comment.
Okay, let's take that up.
Very well. We'll start with Audit LA.
Yes,
Audit LA, go
hi.
ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead. You have 2
Thank you.
minutes.
Yes, good morning. I want to discuss what I discuss every time I'm here for weeks on end. And but right now I would like to talk to the city attorney person. I don't know if there is the city attorney person there, but basically it's at the point where, because especially with the planners, and mind you, I like the planners along L. Ron Hubbard Way and Fountain. It's nothing against the planners. It's against how they are placed. They are absolutely ADA violations. And I have come and asked you and different boards, commissions to please make them ADA compliant. I have asked for your ADA officer and I cannot, it seems to be nobody. There's no ADA coordinator for the city. I mean, I find that hard to believe. But I'm at the point now where I am going to step it up and seek legal redress because I personally am being prevented from egress and regress into any transportation vehicle on either of those locations. Now, mind you, I realize that there is a closure on L. Ron Hubbard Way at the moment, but and I assume maybe you guys are just going to keep approving permit after permit after permit. But on Fountain, there isn't a permit for street closure. So I have the right to get in and out of a disability vehicle. And I'm being prevented from doing that because of you. It's absolutely because of you. Because I've come here and told you this is an issue. And I have seen nothing where you are doing anything to get this under ADA compliance. Now, if it's because the people who are putting it there refuse to do it, then show proof that they're being fined or something until they are in compliance. Like, you have to make it ADA compliant. I understand
Thank
when
you.
it comes to like,
Thank
that
you.
it?
That's 2 minutes.
thank you.
And next, can we take Ramona? Ramona? Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning, commissioners. Thank you very much for taking public comment this morning. I'm also referring to L. Ron Hubbard Way. The no fire lane safety violation and the planners that are in violation of the ADA. I too use a wheelchair and I'm not able to use the egress or regress. I have been asking, pleading, and forewarning since June, and nothing has been done by the board, by the city council, or the city attorneys. Honestly, it would take a 5-minute phone call to Scientology to accomplish this task. You are on notice as of today that I have thousands of flyers ready to be distributed and a media blitz if the safety and the ADA violations are not removed by this coming Monday. Flyers will read that the Board of Public Works, with each of your names, is okay with disobeying the law. There will be a picture of Scientology to relate the two. Thank you for your time, and I yield back the rest.
Thank you. And Vice President Villegas, that concludes public commentary for this morning's agenda.
Thank you for that. All right, and thank you for the general public comment as well. That we will now close general public comment and neighborhood council comment. And we will move on to the approval of the meeting minutes. If we can have a second to my motion to approve the meeting minutes of August 14th, 2024. All right, Mr. Knight, we have a motion by myself and a second by Commissioner Davis.
Yes, thank you. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of minutes. And for the record, we're joined by President Pro Tem Davis at 10:13 a.m. So roll call vote on approval of minutes, starting with you, Vice President Villegas.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and this item is approved unanimously.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, well then, let's start with our presentation for this morning. Yeah, and we have a retirement certificate. It's always bittersweet, but it's special to be able to commemorate just the years of service to Mr. David Sanders, Regional Director for SEIU, 30 years of service. Congratulations, that's a long time. Yeah, that's a dedication and a value system that you obviously hold true to yourself and to obviously to the city as well. I will turn this over to Commissioner Pro Tem Davis to be able to lead us in this lovely presentation.
Good
This
morning, President Villegas and distinguished members of the Board of Public Works. It is an honor this morning to recognize an individual who works with us in terms of representing many of the members who are employees in the Department of Public Works. As you know, many of our employees belong to various unions. And in the work we do, we work with unions to get our job done. And there are many policy committees I know that I have personally worked on with the contributions of union members to making sure that our policy is effective and efficient. This morning, it is my privilege to present to you a person who has worked with SEIU, Service Employees International Union. All of us are familiar with them. He has been working and toiling in the fields of SEIU for 30 years, representing many of our employees in the city of Los Angeles. And so some of those classifications include engineers, and as you know, many of the other maintenance workers and others are part of that union. David Sanders has been a steadfast member of the labor community of the city of Los Angeles, and you know that we advocate and make sure, even specifically through Public Works, that we create jobs that are available for labor. And often we have labor agreements in the work that we do. But this morning, I am particularly pleased to recognize over 30 years working with David. I've worked with David in many different capacities, and I remember through several different mayors, he still was a representative for SEIU during those critically important years early in the history of the city of Los Angeles. And so today, we give a tribute to his 30 years of service for SEIU. We are grateful for the interaction we have been able to have as administrators with the city of Los Angeles and our collaboration in working together on the behalf of residents, but specifically employees, that work for us, all of us working for the citizens of Los Angeles. Congratulations on your many years of distinguished service and achievement in public service. David, your professionalism and dedication to the Department of Public Works and to the citizens of Los Angeles is to be commended. And with best wishes, each of the members of our Board of Public Works signs in gratitude for our collaboration over the years. And I'd like for you to come up and give us some remarks in terms of your experience in working with us and the service that you have given. I know in particular we worked on the Historically Black Colleges and Universities Collaborative, which was an initiative that involved all of the engineering hiring departments in the city. And it involved not only direct city employees, but again, it involved the labor unions as well, because they represent the engineers. So David was very key, critically important. This work particularly comes to my mind because it helped us to achieve our goal in a time when we were really wanting to increase inclusion in the city's service of employment. And that committee was able to help us to close the gap in terms of increasing inclusion in the city of Los Angeles. So David, thank you so much for your 30 years of service, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. I would have had written down remarks, but I wanted to just make sure I was speaking from the heart. And I want to start from the end, which is the last thing Mike and I worked on together. He talked about the black engineers in the city of LA. This program came out of necessity. We're working some campaign, and we tried to identify black engineers in the city. And some department heads would go out and say, oh yeah, there's Mike, there's Dave. They know them on their hands. And that should have been an embarrassment to them at the time, but it was just matter-of-factly. So Mike and our committee, we all work together jointly just to figure it out. And we have a robust program now we do annually with historical black colleges. Mike has been an intricate part of that. The union's working with them, and I appreciate that. Also, I want to say, when I first met Mike, we were working on the Jim Hahn campaign. I don't know how long ago that was when he was mayor, so we go way back. I want to also acknowledge that my family's here this morning. My wife, Deborah, my son, Ryan, his wife, Erin. The two gentlemen in the back, they're city employees. You may know them. We have a long working relationship. They're going to say some nice things about me, But I want to say also, the 30 years, I first started out with the city of LA as an employee with the police department and then the Department of Transportation. I was not a very good employee. I was asked to leave. But I did eventually went full time with the union, and everything in my life, every blessing in my life is because of the work I've done with the union, the work with my family and these gentlemen back here. I think the plus side is that, and I want to acknowledge, I appreciated the partnerships. I appreciated the professionalism. I appreciated the long conversation, the short conversation that we did to affect the change that we need to do. And I truly appreciate your recognizing that, and you're honoring me today. And I likewise honor this committee for all the work that they do. And thank you very much. And I'm transitioning, but I'm not going away. I'll be around. So thanks again. I appreciate this a lot.
Okay, and you got an iPhone photo.
And you spelled my name right, so that's good. That's good.
All right.
Mike, after the picture, read the certificate.
I beg your pardon?
After the picture, read the certificate.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. The president asked me to read the certificate, and it says, in recognition of 30 years of working with the City of Los Angeles, the Board of Public Works honors David Sanders, Regional Director, SEIU. Congratulations on your many years of distinguished service and achievement in public service. Your professionalism and dedication to the Department of Public Works and the citizens of the City of Los Angeles is to be commended. With best wishes for your future health, prosperity, and happiness, signed by all of the members of the Board of Public Works. And I think, Charles, did you want to give some comments? as well?
You call him Charles?
What is this? Is it?
My mama called me Charlie.
Okay, Charlie, thank you.
Well, good morning, commissioners and staff. My name is Charlie Mims. I'm executive director of the Los Angeles Professional Managers Association, and I've known David Sanders. Well, I'm old, so I can't remember that far back. David spoke from the heart, so he didn't have a list. There's a lot of things that he left out that he's been responsible for in the city, and one of the things off the top of my head is that he's either been chair or vice chair of the Joint Labor Management Benefits Committee that makes sure they get down in the weeds and get good quality healthcare programs delivered to city employees, dental programs, and other things. But in addition to that, David was one that came up with the idea of what they call an ADR, or Alternative Disputes Resolution. Years ago, the personnel department was having a lot of trouble moving city employees through the workers' comp programs when they were either got ill on the job or injured on the job. And David came up with the idea from other contacts he had of getting an ADR program going that would help move things forward quickly so they could, city employees that were injured or too ill to work could get to the doctor more quickly, get the kind of treatment they needed, not only get themselves better, but also get back to work so they could continue to provide services for the citizens of Los Angeles. But I also remember, and you probably won't remember some of these names, but when we talked with Del Biaggi when he was director of the Bureau of Sanitation, we got what I believe is one of the first Joint Labor Management committees going in the city at the Hyperion Treatment Plant, because there were a lot of problems out at the plant, and now we're talking over 30 years ago. And David was there representing SEIU. I was there representing LATMA for the managers, and Del Biaggi made it very clear by his presence that he wanted this to work amongst all the managers under his authority. And that's been a very successful program. It's branched out to not only other parts of sanitation, but other parts of the city. And those Joint Labor Management Benefits Committee are continuing to help improve the quality of services delivered by the city to the citizens of Los Angeles. And in sanitation in particular, that involves the health and safety of people in Los Angeles and beyond Los Angeles, and the environment in Santa Monica Bay and other places. But I could probably go on and on about David. He likes to go out after work once in a while and have a drink. And sometimes I went with him when I got the pass from my wife. But he's a really good guy. He's somebody that not only, you can list a whole lot of things that people were involved in or they did, but what gets left out is that David is the type of person that when he sees a problem, he looks for a collaborative solution that's going to work for everybody. And so I've come to respect and admire David and consider him a good friend. And I hope that he's going to have as good a retirement as I've been having, even though my wife complains that she saw more of me before I retired. So David, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes.
If you'll indulge me for a minute, because I've known David for almost 30 years, and I'm Robert Potter, the Assistant Director of Bureau of Sanitation. I'm also the President of LATMA, and I've worked with David for many years. And I can give you a couple things about David. Is the key things for me is professionalism. I mean, we had naturally an adversarial relationship. On management, he represents employees, but that never transpired in our relationship. It was professional. It was detailed. It was, how do we make this better? What's the solution? It wasn't always compromise. A lot of times, and he'll tell you, he won. and more times I won. but that created an environment, especially in our operation, where employees were heard and they had a representative that helped them to get heard. And David was that leader at all times. So our joint labor management program was not adversarial. It was a discussion. We have a problem. How do we fix it? How do we fix it as a team? We have managers and supervisors and labor that work together every day. And that was under the guidance and leadership of David. And that's gone across and moved from where we're at to a lot of other bureaus that make them even better and provide a higher level of service to the citizens. And that's a testimony to who David is. He is a great friend. I will miss him. Now we have 2 people retired and I'm still here. So we'll figure that one out in a little while. But congratulations, David, on a great career and a great friendship.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Appreciate the indulgence.
So I think the comments from Mims and Potter are representative of the work that David has done in the leadership he's executed as a member of the leadership of SEIU, and how it's been a value to us and our employees. Madam President, I don't know if you want to take a picture in the back with
Yeah,
them.
I'm going to let the other commissioners also just say their,
Sure.
a few words,
Sure.
and then we can take a picture and conclude.
Yes,
Yeah. Commissioner Reyes, would you like to say a few words?
Gladly and loudly. Congratulations, David, for 30 years of tireless advocacy for our workers, letting their voices be heard, and working for joint labor management relations that actually we have a mutual interest, our workforce. So thank you for that, because it's not an easy job. It's not something that we should take for granted. And all our workers are equally grateful for all the benefits and advantages and empowerment that the unions give them. I myself, when I first started the city facilities recycling program in the city, it was SEIU who had my back expanding that program. So I am in awe of all the work of the union, and meeting Mr. Sanders here gave me one other testament as to the value of really working very closely with our union partners, our brothers and sisters in the union, who are equally after, ensuring that the city workforce thrives and that we have a strong future for our employees. So David, the work that you did, has impacted a lot of people, a lot of our employees. And for that, we are eternally grateful. And for that also, we are very happy that you are transitioning to the next chapter in your life. And thank you to your family. We're giving you back to them. And they will be enjoying your presence. New Orleans, I heard, and when we have the Waste Expo exhibit there, we're sure to see you and celebrate with you again. So thank you so much, David.
Thank you. And Commissioner Corsant.
Thank you. Usually at these retirement ceremonies, we say congratulations. We focus less on the thank you. And I think this is one of the reverse ones where, 30 years, I may not be a tenured professional to have served in the city for 30 years, but I see it. I can imagine how much change you led, and we heard that. And I think for a lot of new employees that we try and bring on board, we're offering them benefits, worker protections that you brought. And that means a lot. So this is one of those situations. I'm really sad to see you retire and leave, but congratulations. But really, just a thank you. Labor across the country is no secret, has struggled in the private sector, but in the city of LA, really, we've championed what the value of leadership in labor organizations and what it means for everyday life of not just the employees, but the stakeholders around who receive that services. So it's a testament to you really on what we are doing now, we're going to keep doing going forward. and the knowledge and skills you've transferred to hopefully the next generation of leadership at SEIU to keep that going for us. So thank you. I'm really sad to see you go, but thankful for all that you've done. Thankful for your family because I know it's not a typical 9 to 5 job. A lot of late evenings sometimes, arm twisting with Potter. It sounds like you won most of them. Congratulations on that. And thank you again for all of you've done for the city and our employees.
Thank you, and thank you to both of our commissioners for their eloquent words. I couldn't have said it better. Congratulations. It is bittersweet to see you go. You know, I realized that, during my time here at the board, we had to negotiate also with SEIU just to be able to, deal with our workforce during COVID. Those were unprecedented times. And the fact that we're able to do it is, like Mr. Potter said, in a professional manner, so that everyone's voices are heard and so that we're all understood as well. But, being respectful to one another, and being able to come to concessions isn't always easy. So commend you for just your negotiating tactics. And you should be teaching in your afterlife or doing something else because you have a lot of a good knowledge to be able to share with the younger generation. I wish you just a good retirement, and thank you also to your family. It's always a tremendous uplift, and a support system that we just kind of take for granted, but it keeps us grounded and it keeps our soul, in a loving place. So thank you to your family for being constant, and wishing you just a tremendous joy and and you're so young to retire. Right, it goes by too fast. But just congratulations. Wishing you the best. Yeah. So at this time, I think we're going to take just a 5-minute break and just take some quick pictures, and then we will commence again. So for folks on audio, we're going to take a quick break.
Thank you very much.
Oh, bummer. Why don't we resume?
Very well. And Vice President Villegas, we are back in record mode just to reestablish quorum. We have Vice President Villegas, President Pro Tem Davis, Commissioner Corson, Commissioner Reyes present, City Attorney Virginia Choi is also present, and I'm Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. And it's 10:41.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for establishing quorum for us. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. Lovely retirement send-off for Mr. David Sanders. Congratulations again. All right. Well, we will resume with our agenda, and we will start with item number 1. Mr. Knight, do we have public comment on this item?
We do. We have Audit LA who would like to offer commentary on agendized item number 1. Would you like to take public comment at this time, Vice President Villegas?
Yes.
Very well. Audit LA, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute. Go ahead. You'll have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 1.
Yes, hi. I just want to remind everyone on this actual agenda item to please make sure that it is ADA compliant. I'm a little choked up a little bit because coming here time and time again, I see that I have to be the voice for the ADA community because there seems to be a lot of just disregard for it. So I'm asking with this actual street, the wall being built, that you also make upgrades to the ADA and make sure everything is upgraded at the same time. I bring this up because I did watch Mr. Zabo and Keith Mosey in a meeting regarding saying every time a street or anything is touched, that you have to bring the ADA compliance factor to it. But there's proof that that doesn't always happen. So there's just a lot of failure for the ADA community from from top down. And so I'm asking with this case that stops. That if you're touching a street, that you make sure that all the ADA compliance goes in at the time. Don't promise that down the road it's going to get done. Have it done and have it done completely as at that time. And I also would like to be able to talk to the disability coordinator regarding this whole this agenda item, all of them with regard to the ADA community, but I can't because I really don't have it clear. I don't know if it's that you don't know who it is, and because every name I've been given is wrong, or that you really don't, that this city does not have an ADA coordinator, which is shocking to me. And I really want an answer because I want to bring these concerns up to an ADA coordinator, and you're supposed to have one. And that's what I mean. As somebody within the ADA community, you guys don't care, and it's very,
That's 2
very.
minutes.
You can see it on so many levels, and
That's
I
2
hope that
minutes.
changes.
Thank
I
you.
really do.
Thank you, Audit LA. And that concludes that concludes commentary on item number 1.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. For item number 1, this one is Bureau of Engineering, and this is in Council District 3, construction order on Bedell Street, the 4600 block, upslope debris wall project, recommending that the board approve a construction order for the Bedell Street upslope debris wall project to Clark Construction Corporation in the amount of $577,648 with a not to exceed limit of $693,178, including contingency. And number 2, authorize the president and 2 members of the board to execute the construction order after approval as to form has been obtained from the city attorney. And before us, we have Mr. Patrick Schmidt. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Vice President Villegas. As Vice President Villegas just said, this board reports for the award of the Bedell Street and the 4600 block of the upslope debris wall project to a contractor on the emergency pre-qualified geotechnical structural construction services list. Work order number E1909136. As you know, the Bureau of Engineering administers the emergency pre-qualified on-call geotechnical structural contractors list to provide urgent necessity and emergency geotechnical structural construction services for public works projects. On December 13th, 2023, the board approved the 2024 to 2029 emergency pre-qualified on-call list of 6 qualified contractors and authorized the city engineer to transmit and execute contract agreements. The current terms of the contract is set for 5 years, and they will expire on January 2nd of 2029. This project is in regards to the urgent need to mitigate falling debris along a section of Bedell Street. The site's located approximately 1.5 miles southeast of the intersection of Topanga Canyon Boulevard and Ventura Boulevard in the Woodland Hills area of Los Angeles. At this location, the Bedell Street is bordered by a steep ascending slope that is prone to erosion, resulting in soil and debris falling onto the roadway, impacting public safety. This project will construct 2 new bulkhead debris wall sections to protect the roadway from the encroaching slough. The debris walls will have lengths of approximately 64 feet and 108 feet, while the height is approximately 6 feet. These will be constructed using a combination of steel piles and precast concrete lagging panels. The project also includes construction of a new concrete curb and a section of asphalt pavement. On June 18, 2024, bids for the project were solicited from the contractors in the pre-qualified on-call list. On July 17, 2024, 3 bids were received at the board, of which Clark was the low bidder. Clark's bid in the amount of $577,648 was 14.37% below the city engineer's estimate of $674,605. Staff recommends that the board execute a construction order for the project with Clark in the amount of $577,648 with a not to exceed limit of $693,178, including contingency. Funding for the project in this amount is available in the general fund, fund number 100, Department 54, appropriation unit number 00Y965. This concludes my presentation of this board report. I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Schmidt. Commissioners, do we have any questions on this? No. I'm just seeing it on Google Earth. Yeah, it's much needed work for this area in Woodland Hills, and just to secure the safety of the road and for the residents. All right, do we,
Just,
go ahead.
just one question. How long of a project of this nature usually take?
About 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months. Okay, that's all I want to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have a second to my motion to approve this item?
Second.
All right, and Mr. Knight, we have a motion by myself and a second by Commissioner Corson. If you can please take roll call.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item number 1, starting with you, Madam Vice President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 1 is approved unanimously.
Wonderful.
And we'll move forward forthwith.
Thank you. All right,
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Mr. Schmidt. All right, let's move on then to item number 2. And this is a task order. Oh, excuse me, we have public comment on this?
We do. We have a public commenter on the Zoom platform on item
Okay.
number 2.
Why don't we take public comment first, and then we'll take this item.
Very well.
you.
Audit LA, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute, and you have 2 minutes to offer your commentary on item number 2.
Yes, thank you. It's going to be along the same lines. But more about your vendors and whoever you contract with. I know that your DBE and DVBE contractors, you're low on the list of how many you have. That may not be your fault, but but I heard that the DBE is even off your list now. I hope that's not true. I hope I'm misunderstanding that. But if so, it just reinforces the horrible look that you guys just don't care about, that, but that's besides the point. I hope that with this, I hope you ongoing will do more to recruit disadvantaged, disabled, make sure everything is ADA compliant, make sure that everything is included and that things are not put off till later. Because, it's very hard to navigate this city. There's so many things that keep you from being able to, in a chair, to smoothly get through this city. So I'm asking with this project, yes, okay, give it to this. They are the lowest bidder, I assume. But make sure they're doing their job. And it's sad, really sad, that there's not a disability coordinator for anyone to go to with any of these concerns. And I hope that changes soon. I hope you put in a request that we can have one. So when we can go to them, because you know what, how you're designing our city matters a lot to those who are in chairs. it matters more, I mean, in a sense, because we can't just, we have to navigate more carefully. And so I'm asking you on any project that with with this vendor, with any vendor, that you please be more mindful. We need that because it's so frustrating as a disabled person in this city to try to get around, and you have the power to make it better. And I hope you use that power to
Thank you.
make it better.
Thank you. That's 2 minutes. And we do have a second commenter on item number 2. Joanne D'Antonio. Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Joanne D'Antonio, CFAC Chair, and speaking as an individual today. I work with the landscape and site design staff in the planning department and have notified them that this project, from what I can tell, has no visible role for trees. They have forwarded my request on this item to the project managers for the street design manual at BOE. I don't know if public comment affects the actions of this board, but I want to take the time to point out this opportunity to do good. Increasingly, the people of Los Angeles, especially the ones without cars, must utilize the right-of-way to get to transit stops or to their destination and suffer in hot weather. Developers are not planting street trees. The new draft landscape and design ordinance, if passed, will require them to, but the current schematics for trees don't have the 10-foot parkways 10-foot wide parkways required by urban forestry to permit oak tree planting. Coast live oak is our best native shade tree. Drive by North Hollywood High School on Magnolia and see what a great job this species is doing. There is construction there, and because the 100-year-old plus street trees were designated historic, they are only pruned 14 feet for trucks. They have parkways and they make considerable shade. In this contract with SOMAS is an opportunity to get schematics drawn to maximize space for street trees. This is a big sum of money, and heat island effect is a big problem. Trees don't seem to be a priority for BOE. The survey they are currently circulating asks the public which amenity they want on the pedestrian right-of-way. Shade trees were not a choice. Maybe a few people will figure out how to write it in. If we keep engineering our city without tree shade, we will be contributing to the national heat deaths reported in the newspaper today. Do you want to try to do something to help walkability or ADA transit, or just let people suffer? Why not enlarge the tree parkways and wells on the schematics for street trees?
Thank you,
I think
Joanne.
it can be done in this project if you intervene and make trees part of the deal. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. That's 2 minutes. And that concludes commentary on item number 2.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me read this into the record then. Item number 2 is in all council districts, and this is a task order solicitation number 22 to SOMAS, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue the task to SOMAS for the pre-qualified on-call civil engineer service consultants list to provide project management and engineering support services to the Bureau of Engineering, street design, and storm drain design manual update projects as stated in TAS 22 with a budget of $3,300,000, including contingency. And before us, we have, is it Mr. Matthew Masuda? Thank you. And
Renz.
oh, Renz? Yes, thank you. Soriano.
All right, thank you, Vice President Villegas. Good morning, board members. I'm Matt Masuda, Senior Civil Engineer of the Street Improvement Division of the Bureau of Engineering. Today, we're here to present our report for our task order solicitation number 22 to SOMAS to support our effort to modernize our street and stormwater design manuals. This is a project that's long overdue, and I'm excited to be a part of it as someone who's been involved with the design of city streets for over 28 years. I'd like to give Mr. Ren Soriano, here of my staff, the opportunity to present the report to you all. He's the one who wrote it and processed it. So, thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning, board members. My name is Ren Soriano with the Street Improvement Division of the Bureau of Engineering. I will be presenting agenda item number 2, the Task Order Award Board Report for the Street Design and Storm Drain Design Manual Update. BOE's current street design manual was developed in the early 1970s, and it was partially updated in 1986. It It reflected the city's focus on developing and expanding the transportation network of the time. As the city continues to invest in its public realm and improve access to our growing multimodal transit network, the city now has the opportunity to consolidate these efforts and greatly elevate the safety and quality of our city streets and sidewalks through a coordinated design program. The project will update the content in the city's street design and storm drain design manuals to reflect current street design and storm drain design practices, including those provided in the Complete Streets Design Guide and the Supplemental Street Design Guide. The project will create a framework for a public realm design guide web portal that will serve as a one-stop resource for both the public and the city engineers. The duration of this project will continue through the end of the Pre-Qualified On-Call or PQOC Civil Engineering Services contract term, which was recently extended to expire on October 22, 2029. Funding for this project is from the Proposition C, Fund 540, and Fund 100. After initially advertising to all 26 firms on the PQOC Civil Engineering Services Consultants list on February 21, 2023, BOE did not receive any proposal in response to the task order. However, after reissuing the task order on July 26, 2023, BOE received one proposal from SOMAS. Although one proposal was received, SOMAS received high scores from the selection panel and is deemed capable of providing the required services. With this, BOE recommends that the board approves this report to authorize the city engineer to issue the task to SOMAS for the amount of $3,300,000. An early notice to proceed was issued to SOMAS on March 12, 2024, to begin the update of the street design manual. To date, the existing street design manual was digitized and will soon be available online. SOMAS, along with BOE staff, has developed a framework to guide the development of the update. And a kickoff meeting was held on August 15, 2024, with all of our partner agencies in the city. This concludes our report, and we are available to take questions from the board. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, commissioners, do we have questions on this item? I don't see. Yeah, I don't have any questions either. It's pretty basic, and we need to update, some of our standards. And it's good that we're going to have a SOMAS that knows also our work to be able to do something like this and give us an identification of which ones do need that update. Yeah, I don't see any hands raised or any lights on. Okay, do we have a motion to approve this item? Oh, we have a motion by Commissioner Corsan and a second by Commissioner Reyes.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of item number 2, starting with you, Madam Vice President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. Commissioner Corsan. And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 2 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Great, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. All right, and Mr. Knight, does that clear the desk?
It does.
Okay. All right, then we are adjourned at 11 a.m. this morning. Thank you.